Ever wondered why some graphic designs just seem to work better than others? You see, there's a secret sauce behind every visually appealing design, and it's called layout and composition. These two elements are like the invisible threads that hold a design together, dictating how each component interacts with the others and how the viewer's eye moves across the piece. In the world of graphic design, layout refers to the arrangement of visual elements on a page. It's about how we organize these elements to create a coherent and harmonious design. Layout is like the blueprint of a design, providing a clear plan for where each element should go. Composition, on the other hand, is about how these elements work together as a whole. It's the art of balancing different elements to create a design that is both aesthetically pleasing and effective in communicating its message. When layout and composition are done well, they guide the viewer's eye across the design in a natural and intuitive way, allowing the viewer to absorb the information effortlessly. They also help to establish a visual hierarchy, emphasizing the most important elements and making the design easier to understand. In the upcoming sections of this video, we will delve deeper into the world of layout and composition. We'll explore the principles of grid systems, a powerful tool that can help you organize content and maintain consistency in your designs. We'll also discuss visual hierarchy, a key concept that guides the viewer's attention and helps them navigate through the design. We will also look at balance and proportion, fundamental principles that contribute to the overall aesthetic and harmony of a design. And finally, we'll touch on the importance of white space and margins, often overlooked elements that can significantly enhance the overall composition of a design. So are you ready to elevate your graphic design skills to the next level? Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the fascinating world of layout and composition. First, let's talk about the backbone of any good layout: the grid system. Grids are like invisible scaffolding that designers use to structure content. They help bring order, maintain consistency, and establish a visual hierarchy in designs. Without them, your work could end up looking like a chaotic mess. Now, there are different types of grids you can use depending on your needs. Modular grids are like a checkerboard, providing maximum flexibility. Hierarchical grids are more free-form, allowing you to emphasize certain elements. And then there are baseline grids, which are great for aligning text. But what makes up a grid? Well, it's all about columns, gutters, margins, and modules. Columns are vertical divisions of space, while gutters are the spaces between these columns. Margins are the spaces around the edges of your design, and modules are the building blocks in modular grids. Creating a grid is like laying the foundation for a building. You start by determining the structure based on the design requirements. How many columns do you need? What should their widths be? Margins and gutters also need to be set for optimal spacing. Thankfully, there are plenty of tools and software out there that can help you create grids easily and efficiently. Once your grid is set up, it's time to start aligning your elements. This is where the magic happens. Aligning elements to the grid ensures a cohesive layout and helps guide the viewer's eye. It's like connecting the dots to create a clear picture. And grids aren't just for print design. They're also used in web and interface design, with various grid-based frameworks available to help you create responsive layouts. Whether you're designing a magazine spread or a website, the principles remain the same. Examples of grid-based layouts can be found everywhere, from newspapers and magazines to websites and mobile apps. They're an essential part of the designer's toolkit, helping to transform ideas into visually compelling and organized designs. Remember, a well-structured grid can be your best friend in achieving a clean and organized layout. So don't underestimate the power of a good grid system. It could be the difference between a design that's visually chaotic and one that's visually captivating. Next, we'll explore how to guide your viewer's eye with visual hierarchy. Visual hierarchy is like the secret sauce that gives your design its flow. It's the arrangement and prioritization of content based on its importance. It's the silent tour guide that leads the viewer's eye, helping them navigate through the design and making sure the key messages shine through. Think about it. When you look at a design, your eye doesn't wander aimlessly. It's drawn to certain elements first, then moves on to others. That's visual hierarchy at work. And it's not just about what's important in your design, but also about how you want your viewer to perceive it. So, how do you create a compelling visual hierarchy? One of the most effective ways is by using contrast and scale. Use contrast in size, color, and style to create emphasis. Make your key elements bigger, bolder, or brighter. Play with different font weights and colors. Remember, contrast is your friend when it comes to guiding the viewer's attention. Next, consider scale. A larger element commands more attention than a smaller one, but use scale wisely. Too many large elements can create visual chaos, so strike a balance. Now let's talk typography. Establishing a typographic hierarchy is crucial. Differentiate your headings, subheadings, and body text using font size, weight, and style. Your headings should be the most noticeable, followed by subheadings and then the body text. This not only makes your design aesthetically pleasing, but also enhances readability. Lastly, manage your spatial relationships. Control the white space to create visual balance. Adjust the spacing between elements to establish hierarchy. Group related elements together and keep unrelated ones apart. Remember, space is not just emptiness. It's a powerful tool that can make or break your design. By mastering visual hierarchy, you can ensure that your design communicates effectively. So let's put these principles to work and create designs that aren't just visually appealing, but also deliver a clear and compelling message. Stay tuned for our next section, where we'll dive into balance and proportion. Now let's delve into the principles of balance and proportion. Balance and proportion are the unsung heroes of design. These principles, when applied correctly, can transform a design from simple to sublime. First, let's talk about balance. Balance can be achieved through symmetrical or asymmetrical designs. Symmetrical designs, as the name suggests, involve elements that are evenly distributed on either side of a central line or point. Think of it as a mirror image. This type of design exudes a sense of calm and stability. On the other hand, asymmetrical designs may not be identical on both sides, but they still achieve a sense of equilibrium. This is done by balancing different elements such as color, texture, and shape. Asymmetrical designs tend to be more dynamic and interesting, inviting the viewer's eye to dance around the composition. Now, let's move on to the rule of thirds. This principle divides your design into 3 equal parts, either horizontally or vertically. The idea is to place the most important elements along these lines or at their intersections. This technique is widely used in photography and cinematography, but it's equally effective in graphic design. It creates a sense of balance and can guide the viewer's eye to the key points in your design. Lastly, we have the golden ratio. This mathematical ratio, approximately 1.618 to 1, has been used in art and design for thousands of years, from the pyramids of Egypt to the Parthenon in Greece. In graphic design, the golden ratio can help to create aesthetically pleasing proportions. By dividing your layout using the golden ratio, you can create a natural sense of harmony and balance. There are many tools and resources available online to help you apply the golden ratio in your designs. So, whether you're designing a logo, a website, or a poster, remember to consider balance and proportion. These principles are not just about making your designs look good, they're about creating a sense of harmony and directing the viewer's attention to where it matters most. With a good understanding of balance and proportion, you can create harmonious and pleasing compositions. Lastly, we'll discuss the often overlooked yet crucial elements of design. White space and margins. Now you might be thinking, white space? That's just empty space, right? Well, yes and no. While white space, also known as negative space, refers to the empty areas between and around elements in a design, it is far from being just empty. White space plays a vital role in creating visual breathing room and enhancing the overall composition. It's like the silence between the notes in a piece of music, giving the melody room to breathe and the listener a moment to absorb what they just heard. In design, white space can create a sense of clarity and elegance, allowing your design elements to truly shine. When used effectively, white space can guide the viewer's eye, emphasizing the important parts of your design and making your message more understandable. It can also make your design feel more balanced and harmonious, providing a comfortable viewing experience. But how about margins? They're just the edges of the page, aren't they? Well, think of margins as the frame around a painting. They set the boundaries for your design, separating it from the outside world and giving it a defined space to exist within. Margins can help create a more focused and coherent design, directing the viewer's attention towards the central elements. When selecting your margins, consider the overall size and orientation of your design, as well as the amount and type of content you need to include. Remember, too little margin can make your design feel cramped, while too much can make it seem sparse or incomplete. To illustrate these points, let's look at a few examples. Notice how the generous use of white space in this minimalist poster design creates a sense of calmness and sophistication, and see how the wide margins in this magazine layout provide a clear separation between the content and the edge of the page, making the design feel more professional and polished. So, remember to give your design elements some breathing room. It can make all the difference.